Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Capitalist Investor. As always, you have me, Diamond Hands D, and we got the whole crew here today. Cool Hand Luke and Tony the Tiger. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Keeping it real.
Yeah, you are. Well, we haven't complained about the weather yet. Maybe we should do that briefly. Because it is miserable.
It's supposed to be fantastic. I know we're pre-recording this show, but yeah, it's 40 degrees, or 45 or 50, but it's supposed to be like 80 in like 3 days.
Okay.
I know this because I'm going golfing.
All right.
You still have never invited me out yet.
Man, here we go.
No,
We'll see
on
how
this
you-
podcast, you guys every Wednesday. You guys can eat that course fee too if you want to.
All right. Here we go. All right. Anyway, so today I saw an article that the conversations right now is moving the trading days of the U.S. stock market from a Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 4 o'clock Eastern.
You had to think about that. How long have you been doing this?
Yeah, 9:30 to 4. Right. That's how the market's open.
Yeah.
7 hours.
Pre-market starts
Right.
at 4 a.m. After hours closes at 8.
So, and they're talking about making the stock market open 24/7. My head exploded. Like, holy cow. Like, it's hard to digest what happens in a 7-hour market.
I have some
Open.
thoughts. I have some
Oh,
thoughts.
I bet you do, man. This is right up your alley. But all right, I'll hit you. Why don't you start us
How
off?
about you hit me?
Okay. I don't think you should make the stock market into a freaking convenience store. Have it being open 24/7. That sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're not letting the market digest. Then what about all of these algorithms, or you get some kind of coup while I'm sleeping at 3 a.m. and they come in and and God knows who they are, some, get on Reddit, be like, okay, guys, buy, and then, or sell, and just crash the market. I know the market has its, trip wires, or not trip wires, but the circuit breakers. But this sounds like a bad idea. If you're sleeping and something happens, I'd rather digest it in the morning.
What's the difference though with the futures market basically trading almost 24/7? Yeah, I mean it doesn't trade all. Like I think it closes like Fridays as well. It opens again Sunday at 6 p.m. But basically futures market trades all 24/7. Doesn't close during.
How many
5-day
people
week.
partake in that though? Like
A lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of money,
No.
institutional money flowing, and institutions really control the majority of the markets. Retail doesn't really control usually. Long-term direction. It's usually the big money institutions. I would say actually the opposite that Tony said. I think that open 24/7 would actually make the markets work more efficiently. Because all you're doing is waiting for the market to open like at 9:30 a.m. when you have a big news event at 3 a.m. in the morning or whatever it be to price it into the market. You see these big wild swings. At least at 3 a.m. things start pricing things in appropriately. It's the whole market efficiency kind of theory. Do
you know how much you're messing with the worrywart investor? Like, holy cow, they wake up and their account's down 10%. And they're freaking out and selling, and then you get the people that orchestrated. I'll call it orchestration because that's what would eventually happen. There's just too many coordinated moves, even in today's market. I feel, like you'll get the short sellers of these meme stocks or whatever you got going on. It just sounds like a really bad idea.
Honestly, it would be a lot more stress, I think, for financial professionals as well. I know
You want to turn on your computer on every Saturday and Sunday morning?
I already struggle with turning it off. So I can't imagine not ever being able to turn it off because I am worried about what things are going on and things. Not necessarily worried, but like just at least want to pay attention to it, see what's happening because I love this game, right? So,
I think it's going to open. You ready for a fantasy football analogy?
Yeah.
So there are these, a normal person does fantasy football in the fall, right? There's these dynasty leagues that can go all year round, right? And so, people are making trades before the actual NFL draft based on information that may or may not happen. Then they're making trades after the draft. And what ends up happening is all that bad information and rumors end up basically messing everything up before the season actually starts. And we've already seen it with bad pieces of information on Twitter affecting the market. I think that opens the door for more of that type of stuff where, at 2 a.m, someone says, Tesla has, this new product coming out and it's up, 15% at 4:30 in the morning. And then, who knows what happens from there. So it seems like it would be very difficult to pull off in practice and would open the door to a lot more misinformation.
I will say this is already happening, just so you guys know. I don't know if you're paying attention to Interactive Brokers. I don't know if you're paying attention to maybe Robinhood. They have 24/7 markets already. Mm-hmm. So whether New York Stock Exchange goes full 24/7, these brokers out there are actually creating their own exchanges almost internally and allowing people to trade 24/7. So they're already out there actually.
But no one's
now
not,
is it going to be more mainstream?
The retail investor's not doing that, and the institutional. Yeah, I would buy into your theory that they drive the market, but how?
Sure,
like the retail investor can also drive the market.
Well, a penny stock that's got a $5 million market cap could move 100% depending on retail stock pumps. But if you're talking Tesla of the world, most likely, $400 billion market cap overnight, small amount of news, whatever it be, a retail investor is not going to be able to move that significantly, right? Now, the question you need to ask is this going to be, the stock market's really considered the biggest casino in the world. So you're just basically allowing people to, those that, want to throw money at the wall, try to make some extra cash, lose cash, whatever it be, like on the weekends, like things like that. It's just going to make it more accessible. So I think you talked about sports betting on one of the podcasts, like women's basketball. Like now it's going to be open on the weekends for people to go ahead and try to take big bets if they choose to do so. That's one of the probably concerns because they're not using it from a long-term standpoint. They're using it as more of a short-term money making standpoint, which most people lose. Only 10% of people that trade short-term make money. 90% of people lose money. So.
Yep.
10% people make what?
10% of day traders make money.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
90% don't. It's an actual stat. I didn't have that off the top of my head.
I just think it's a bad idea. I don't care if people are doing it now. I don't care if not many people trade futures. Not many people.
You never bought ES Mini?
No, I don't even know how to.
NQ Mini?
I'm a dummy when it comes. That's why I have an investment team.
Never
That's why I have a
Forex.
trader.
You never got on Forex and did 1,000 leverage.
I've done leverage ETFs.
When I was 16, no, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
When I was 16 years old and first stepping my foot into foreign exchange, trading pound versus the dollar, euro versus all this bull crap, which was great because I lost money, but it was great, learning opportunity. You got to lose money to make money, right?
It was great.
A lot of these platforms you can leverage 1,000x your money, so you have $1,000, you can treat it like $100,000.
Luke,
so very dangerous.
When you want to lose money, you just give me a 20, and then you can do whatever you want. And you're like, hey man, how'd that feel? Because I feel great. Yeah. And then they'll be like, Luke, go do what you got to do now.
Let's play some golf betting, where we bet on holes. You guys would win. Take my money from me.
All right.
When you take me out, finally.
All right. I was gonna. Yeah.
We got to check out your game though.
You got to teach me. Golf. That's what you got to do. Take a day where you're.
I've been playing golf my whole life. I can barely advance.
I need help. I've been playing my entire life. I've been playing since 8th grade. I need help too. I don't know what I'm doing. The worst part of golf season, and especially in Ohio, is shaking off the rust. Mm-hmm. It's like I gotta reteach myself how to golf, and it just sucks. I hate it so much, but the love of the game. All right, man, take us home.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. If you guys have any questions, comments, show ideas, hit us up at info@swpconnect.com, and we'll talk to you next week.
The opinions expressed in the podcast are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any investment, legal, financial, or tax strategy. It is only intended to provide education about the financial industry. Please consult a qualified professional about your individual needs.